Okay, calling to the meeting of the Maui County Board of Ethics to order at 12:37 p.m. on October 9th, 2024. Please silence all cell phones. I'm your chair, Steve Sturdivant, in my office, remote and alone. I'm going to take a roll call of the members present and request that you please state your name and if you are at a remote location and who is present with you. Katie Schroeder?
I am remote and alone on the mainland.
All right, Carol Swan?
I'm in my office, remote, alone in my office.
Thank you. Scott Parker?
Hi, present, alone in an office and remote.
Michael Lilly?
I'm in my home in Kula alone.
Okay, Chivo Ching Johnson? I'm not hearing you, Chivo.
Sorry. I'm in my office at Akaku, and Austin, our editor, is across the room with headphones on.
Okay, and Randall Leach, there you are, virtually.
I'm in my home office alone.
Caleb Rowe is our corporate counsel. Tabitha Martins is our board secretary, and Roxanne Pasquale is assisting Tabitha today. For your information, any items on this agenda that are not continued will be completed on Friday, October 11th, 12:30 p.m., same location. Okay, so first on the agenda is public testimony. Public testimony is limited to 3 minutes per testifier. If you are unable to conclude, the testifier may request additional time if approved by the board majority. All participants are asked to mute their audio and video at all times except when called upon by the chair. Tabitha, do we have any public testimony?
Yes, the first testifier is Sam Small online for item 24-10.
Okay, Sam, please, what would you like to say?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. My name is Sam Small. I'm the director of Maui Causes. Civil Beat describes me as a self-styled government watchdog, and that sounds about right. Thank you for allowing testimony. I wasn't sure that it would be permitted because Corporation Counsel actually went on record to say that no testimony would be allowed on this item today. Item 10 is the one that I'm interested in. I found that strange because denying testimony on any agenda item, even for one that's only going to be discussed in executive session, would be a violation of sunshine laws.
Sam, I don't think that was ever expressed to us at any time.
I have a copy of of Corp Counsel's response to the application of this petition of this item, and they specifically state that no testimony will be permitted. So they told the complainant that no testimony would be received on this agenda item. So the complainant himself was misled already by Corporation Counsel. Why? And I'm happy to share that letter with you. In fact, I believe I did in the petition that I sent into the committee yesterday, which I hope that you all received. It's 161 local signatures in support of this ethics complaint. And so let me explain why I think Corp Counsel would try and derail this. Because this ethics complaint directly involves Corporation Counsel itself for improperly influencing the audit of the deferral agreements that Corp Counsel itself wrote and failed to administer for 40 years.
1 minute.
I answered his question, so you're going to have to give me back a little bit. I'll be quick. If the chair's report and recommendations today are at all based on conversations with Corp Counsel, then obviously we got a problem. Corp Counsel cannot advise you on a complaint that involves them. This board needs independent legal opinion, not from Corp Counsel and probably not from Counsel Services. They're probably conflicted too. Eventually, I believe your recommendation will be to instruct the auditor to step down and appoint an independent auditor and complete the audit after years of delay, so that 40 years of developers' infrastructure obligations due to the county can finally be collected and landowners can get their titles cleared. I submitted a petition with 161 signatures supporting the exposure of Corporation Counsel's conflicts of interests and calling for the auditor's replacement.
3 minutes.
I'd like to get confirmation that you received the petition. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Okay, thank you, Sam.
Did you get the petition?
I did, yes.
And it's been shared. Thank you. I'm assuming you got it and you've shared it.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Evans, do we have any others?
I missed it.
No, we have no one else signed up to testify. If you would like to testify, please do so via the online chat. Okay, yeah, there's no one signing up online and there's no one here in person signed up to testify.
So
Somebody's raising their hand, but I don't see any hands raised.
Okay. Tabitha, do we have any written testimonies?
We have no written testimony.
Okay, can I get a motion to recess the regular session and go on to executive session?
I so move.
Okay.
Chair?
Second.
Yes.
Real quick, can we clarify the reason we are going into executive session? Are they the reasons that are listed on the agenda? And if someone could read that into the motion?
I can read that for you, Chair, if you want.
Thank you.
So with respect to the motion to move into executive session, it's in reference to agenda items listed. And we anticipate that it may encounter the evaluation, dismissal, or disciplining of an officer or employee of the County of Maui, where considerations of matters affecting privacy will be involved. And in doing so, our desire is to consult with our attorney on questions and issues pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities.
Okay.
I included that in my motion.
All right. So all in favor, raise your hands. Okay, I see.
Chair, real quick, I'll do a second. I'm not sure if we had a second.
Yeah. Katie Schroeder, Carol Swan, Scott Parker, Michael Lilly, Chivo, and Randall Leach. Okay.
Chair, since this motion was made, there has been a request for testimony So we did already close testimony. We do have to allow testimony before each individual agenda item. So you can either hear it now or we can wait until we go on to, I guess, agenda item number 4, which is not an executive session, but I would recommend that we allow the testimony now.
Okay, we'll move on. Go into executive session.
Oh, Chair, sorry, clarification.
Yes.
I think the recommendation was to take the testimony now.
Yeah, I would recommend that we take the testimony. Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
All right, Chris Salem, you would like to testify? What item would you like to testify on? I don't see his camera or his mic. They're both on mute, but he did write in the chat, I would like to testify.
He is the complainant on one of our complaints.
Chris, can you hear me? If you could unmute your camera and your microphone, we can't hear you.
Yes, I've unmuted.
Okay, yes, we can hear you now.
Thank you so much. I apologize as well. I did receive a letter from Corporation Counsel stating that there wouldn't be public testimony today. And I'd be happy to pass that along to the board. At issue would be the question of whether or not this matter needs to go into an executive session and whether or not Corporation Counsel, if so, would be allowed into that actual executive session. I'm a former executive assistant to the Maui County Council. I'm also a former staff member of the Office of Mayor Victorino. At issue is something that's very clear. I know for a fact that before any one of us as county employees was to engage in something where there was potentially a conflict, we would reach out to your board and ask in advance whether or not there's a conflict. I could cite to many instances on that point. Clearly, that has not happened here. Corporation Counsel has engaged and influenced the county auditor. I have records as such.
Can I interrupt?
Yes,
point of order there, Caleb. This complaint is under our rules and our procedures is confidential, and I'm concerned about taking public testimony on a subject which is confidential that we're not allowed to disclose publicly. I'm happy to take the testimony, but not publicly.
Yes, Chair.
Chris, should we talk about this in executive session and bring your testimony on that at that time?
Whatever the chair recommends, I'll respectfully follow the rules.
1 minute.
I've never been involved with a Board of Ethics matter before, so whatever you direct me to do, I will follow that.
Can you hang on with us, and we will call you. We'll call you when we can bring you into our executive session, and we'll be dealing with your particular complaint.
Yes, sir. Should I give you my phone number as well in case, again, there isn't an issue, but it'll come up on the screen, correct, when you call me to your session, per se?
Tabitha, do we have to reboot with that other link now for executive session?
Yeah.
Yes.
So then Mr. Salem would have to then be let in on that particular link.
Yes.
We can take his item last and then use the same link so that he is able to access it.
Thank you, Tabitha.
Okay.
So can you get his information and then we can move on?
Tabitha, can you just clarify, when you say take him last, does that mean when we return to normal session? Because the executive session is all on that second link, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think he's coming. He's going to provide his testimony in executive session.
Yeah. You know what, Caleb, it might be easier if we take him first. That way I can do it with this, since we're here.
Right. Could you provide him with the link for providing testimony?
Or he can just stay in here. I can move him to the lobby and bring him in when we're ready.
Oh, so we're not going to be booting up with that other link.
Or I can send him another link at the end. I would say if you want to do him first, we can continue with this link.
Okay.
And then go into the second link.
After we conclude his testimony? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so there's been a first and a second to go into executive session. We have determined that we are going to allow Mr. Salem to testify at the beginning of that session. So let's go ahead and move into executive. Have we taken the vote on that? We did, right?
It's unanimous.
We did not take. Okay. So let's go into executive session. We will kick the people that are currently on this link out just for a bit. And when we return to regular session after our executive session, we will be back on this link and we will let people back in if they remain on the line.
Okay, so we are back in regular session at 4:14 p.m. on October 9th, 2024. I'm your chair, Steve Sturdivant. Please let's take roll call and let me know if you are alone at the remote location and who's present with you. Katie? Carol Swan?
I'm alone remote in my office.
Scott Parker?
Present, alone in my office and remote.
Michael Lilly?
Home alone in my home.
Chivo, are you there yet? Randall Leach?
Present, home office alone.
Okay, so we're just waiting for Katie and Chivo, and or Chivo.
Katie, can you hear us?
I just got an email from her saying that she was having trouble getting on the second meeting, so I resent the link. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and proceed.
We can go on? Okay.
Yeah, we have quorum still, right? 1, 2, yeah.
All right. Let's see, okay. So we're going to vote on executive session items. Item number 3A1.
You're going to take them individually? We take them, can I just recite? Or do you want to do it individually?
I think we need to do it individually.
Okay, on item 3A1, we moved the complaint number 24-7 to a formal hearing, vote of 7-0.
Okay. Item number 3A2.
We deferred this item 3A2 pending a resolution of item 3A1, complaint number 24-7.
And the voting was?
Was 7-0.
7-0. Okay. Caleb, is that good? Are we doing this right?
Yep.
Item 3A2.
We already did that. So 3B1, we dismissed, vote to 7-0.
Okay. And item 3B2.
We voted to proceed to informal hearing on complaint number 24-10, vote of 7-0.
And item number 3B3.
We voted to issue an advisory opinion by a vote of 7-0.
Item 3B4.
We deferred the request for an advisory opinion number 24A-16 to next month by a vote of 7-0.
And the item number 3B5.
We approved all of the disclosures, disclosure statements by a vote of 7-0.
All right. Thank you, Michael.
Chair, before we take a vote on this, could we recognize our two members who have been able to get on since we entered the meeting?
Sorry.
Hi, Katie. Hi, Jivo.
Hi.
Can you tell me, are you alone, Jivo?
I am in my car alone. I'm now in Lahaina, and I had to re-download everything a couple times, but here we are.
Okay. How about Katie?
It looks like we lost Katie again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we vote on these items?
Yeah, so we need a motion to ratify the decisions as reflected by Captain Lilly.
Yeah, so moved.
I moved. Second.
Second.
Second for Jivo. All right, let's vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It's been approved. 7-0.
Good.
Okay, moving on to number 5, old business. I'd like to defer this, and also we've got some information from Honolulu Board of Ethics, and they're rebuilding their gift guide, and I'd like to use some of that information. So if we can do that before the end of the year, it'd be great. So if we can defer this item until, say, November or December, that'd be really good. And we can send, and then maybe even create another pig that maybe of 2 or 3 of us that would review that and give some suggestions to the board.
I move to,
I think suggest that we just keep this on our agenda every month. Yeah. We can do updates, and if it comes a time, which I think having a pig at some point would be the right thing, we can make a decision then. But I think we just keep this item because you just reported on it, and so Tabitha can just keep it on the agenda.
So if I just, and this isn't necessarily relevant, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. We do try and issue these gift guides before the end of the year, so that would be by the December meeting. And I only mentioned that because if we did want to have a permitted investigatory group consider this, we would have to create it at this meeting because we need a total of 3 meetings to adopt anything that's done by a temporary investigative group. You need to have the meeting that establishes it. You have to have the meeting where the report and the findings are listed, and you have to have a third meeting where you adopt it. So it's completely fine to keep it on the agenda and for us to discuss it like we have been. However, if we do want to go the pig route, we're going to have to establish it at this meeting if we have any hope of getting this out in this year normal time that we want to. But we can also keep it this way for this year's gift guide and kind of do a total revamp of kind of rules related to gift giving as part of a pig that's not necessarily at the same time as the annual gift guide is. I just wanted to throw that out there, that there's a timing thing with that. So,
well, we do have quite a schedule happening before the year ends, so maybe for this year, and people work on next year.
Chair, if I may, I like that idea, especially because I'm sure all of us, a little idea here and there occurs to us, and it would be good to discuss it amongst ourselves again. But we are in election season, and we're also heading into the holidays. So if we can just say this is the current one, and we're working on fine-tuning it for next year or whatever, then that way we'll serve them both, I think.
You're saying keep the present one in place and then start new next year and just hopefully have it done by the end of the year.
Yeah, or we could just establish a pig like you and Caleb mentioned, and then it'll be ready by the end of the year. But in the meantime, this one will be sent out for people, especially for the holidays and elections.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, Chair, then that we disseminate these gift protocol guides and campaign restrictions. And
just real quick, the campaign guide restrictions are separate items, so we need to do these separate.
Oh,
sorry.
My apologies.
Just want to make sure we're staying on agenda.
I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'll make a motion that we disseminate the gift guide and memo as it's currently written, and then proceed with some of the other considerations that have been shared at the next meeting.
Second.
All right, Katie seconds. So let's vote. I see 7 hands, or 6 hands. 7. Okay, we're all good. We've been passed.
And Chair, if you guys, do you guys want to give us a date that you want us to issue this by?
The one that's currently written up, let's give it 1 more month, and then we'll send it out after our November meeting.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Chair, excuse me, Chair.
Yes.
My apologies to everyone. I really do need to go.
Okay.
Sweet dreams.
Yes.
Thank you.
Must be
Thanks for hanging in there.
Yes, thanks for being a champ.
the grandkids go to bed at 7:30 and I'm going to be on a plane before they get up tomorrow. So I got to go say goodbye. But anyway,
Okay.
sorry and thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, moving on. The ethics campaign guidelines. So I heard a kind of a motion that we might be able to send that out.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we send out the campaign restrictions as they're currently written and consider further conversations around this at the next meeting.
Yes. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Chivo. Okay, let's vote on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chivo 6. And Katie's not in it, so 6. We pass.
And Chair, just with that one, my recommendation would be that we do this, before next week, because, unlike the gift guide, if we wait until our next meeting, the election will have passed already, right?
Yes.
So
you can send this out though right away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. 6AB is the big update. Is there anything you want to say?
No, I don't think we don't have an update this month.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully Maui will be voting yes to provide us with full-time staff coming up. Next time we meet, hopefully we'll have that victory, right? So, moving on to action 6B, FDS instructions. So, do you see anything that we need to change on those? They're pretty thorough.
No.
I motion we just accept them and we use them.
I second that.
Okay. So let's take a vote. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us. Yes, it passes. So is that's on the website, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Action number 6C, approval of regular and executive session minutes for the Board of Ethics of August 14th. Oh, that's September. It's September actually, right?
Yeah.
September 11th.
I moved to approve.
So Michael, did you move to approve them?
I did.
Okay. Second?
Second.
From Carol. All right, let's raise our hands to vote them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We have accepted those, approved those. 6D is review of financial disclosure statements from elected officers and candidates. Scott?
Chair, if no one objects, I'd make a motion that we accept the FDS for Yogi.
Second.
Second from
Michael.
Chivo. Okay. So let's vote for Yogi. There's 6 hands. They have been approved. Okay, so
Tabitha.
Yes.
Since 24/7 has been moved to a formal complaint, I'm going to return this to you because that formal complaint will supersede this.
Yes.
I mean, the 1,000 pages of documents?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Just want to let you know that.
Okay, next on agenda 6E, the lobbyist registrations.
Chair, I'll make a motion that we acknowledge receipt of the lobbyist registration for Clemente.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Second? Michael? Okay, let's vote. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Chivo, did you hear what we said? Okay,
I did,
Chivo.
yes.
So that's 6. So we received them and acknowledged them.
And Chair, if I may interrupt real quick, I just did get word that the person who had requested advisory opinion 24A-16 is now available. I don't know if you guys want to continue on. You guys have already voted to defer it, but he is available now.
Can we just defer it, please?
Yep.
Okay.
Just wanted to bring that to the board's attention.
Thank you. And also, I wanted to bring to everyone's attention, as we were sitting here, I got a text from my new friend, apparently, Sam Small.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, right. You know, just like Civil Beat, when they call up all jovial, God, it's so good to talk to you. It's like I've never met you.
You guys, we are still in the open session.
I know that, okay. But I'm getting calls, Caleb, from people and texts wanting information, and I keep referring them out. So, can we put out something to the effect? And I know this isn't on the agenda, but maybe put it on there that we're not available to answer private questions.
Okay.
Everything, Chivo, everything about that complaint is confidential.
I know it is.
So
I know, and that's why I'm mentioning it, is because people always ask for confidential information or any other. They don't draw the line.
Well,
and so
anyway, you're going to have to tell police. Who knows who's going to get a hold of you? I get calls from reporters, and I say I can't comment on it. It's confidential.
Yeah. So do I, and that's what I'm saying. I was just wondering if there was some way that we could maybe post something somehow or where that reminds people that we are not available and will not disclose anything. So
if you guys would like, we can put this on the next agenda to kind of have like a more thorough conversation about how to handle these kinds of requests, and we can put that on the next agenda.
Yeah, put it on the agenda. We could do a press release.
Yes, that's what I would.
That'd be a great thing to do.
Something like that.
Anyway,
I'm going to refer him to Caleb.
Okay.
Okay.
He'll love it.
All right. We're just going to. Okay, agenda number 7. Next meeting date is November 13th, 2024 at 12:30 p.m. at the Planning Department Conference Room at 255 High Street. We're not going to have the meeting at the end of this week on the October 11th. We're not going to have that meeting. That's been canceled. And is there a motion to conclude our meeting today?
I will make that motion.
Okay, so Chivo motions it. Michael seconds it. I'm voting on it. And we got six hands up, and it's aloha time. Thank you for a great meeting, you guys. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you in about a month.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Patience, you guys.
Thank you.